Okay. I think we're up to Hay in chapter 4.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, the Tikra Esther Laha Sach Misarise Hamelech Asher Ha'amid Lefaneha Vatitzavehu al Mardechai Ladas Ma Zeh Va'al Ma Zeh. So Vatikra, she told, I'm sorry, Esther told, what is this? Lahasach.
Sach. One second. I don't have my one second. Hold on. I gotta get the safe.
Oh, it's a name. It's a name.
Okay.
Esther summoned Hasach, one of the king's attendants, that Ha'amid Lefenecha, that served before him.
Right. Good morning, Roy.
Good morning, Rabbi Furst. Good morning, Lou. I'm sorry I'm late. I got caught up with a bit of shopping. I didn't expect it.
Fine. So anyway, Lahafachu, I decided that let's continue on with the Megillus Esther, so that we have a chance maybe to finish it before Purim.
Okay. No, I'll just give it just here. All right. Right. I've got it. Okay.
4 or 5.
Thank you. 4, 5.
Oh, Esther summoned
Yeah, sorry, which posuk?
5.
Posuk 5 on number 4, right?
Yeah, chapter 4, pasuk 5, right?
Okay.
Esther summoned Hatach, who was a official of the king, and stood before him, and she commanded him concerning Mordechai to know what was going on with Mordechai.
Right.
It says here, and ordered him to go to Mordechai to learn what this was about and why.
Right.
Vayetze Hasach El Mordechai El Rechov Ha'ir Asher Lifnei Shar HaMelech. And Hatach went to Mordechai in the street of the city that was before the gate of the king.
So again, Mordecai, the previous pasuk, several pasukim back, he did not enter the Shar Melech. He had to be on the outside of the Shar Melech, right? So that's where he still was. Okay.
But Vayaged lo Mordechai Eis Kol Asher Karahu Ve'eis Parashas HaKesef Asher Amar Haman Lishkol Al Ginzei Hamelech Yehudim LaAvdam. Okay, so Mordecai told him all that had happened. And the silver, the money that Haman said that he would give to the treasury of the king in order for the Jews to be destroyed.
No. Right. That I mean the what was the point about telling about the money, right? I mean, after all, the pasuk said that Achashverosh said the Haman could keep it, right?
Right.
So was Mordecai informed about this? I mean, he knew that that Haman had promised to give the money, and that's what he told over. It was supposed to be told over to Esther, as if that was still the way it was, or is that just Mordecai talking from his knowledge that he didn't realize, he didn't know that Achashverosh said to Haman to keep the money?
Well, I would ask further, Rabbi, even regardless whether the money was given back or not, who cares? The point is, hey, Esther, we're the Jewish people are about to be exterminated. Who cares if there's money or not?
Well, that's maybe just an emphasis to show how much it was involved here, right?
Well, okay, I suppose, but I mean, do you need to emphasize if your message is that there's a plan to murder every single Jewish person, do you need to really have any more emphasis than that?
Right, I agree with you. What exactly does it say? What was the? I'm also interested. What's the first part of the puzzle? Yigu lo Mordechai Eskol Shekaru. What's that mean? What does that mean, Roy? You have the. How do they explain what that means?
And Mordecai told him of all that happened to him.
To who?
And Mordecai told him, must have told the, what's his name? Hasach.
Right. So what did he say? What did he tell him?
All that happened to him. So Hasach went out to Mordecai.
Right.
Unto the city gate, square, which was in front of the king's gate.
Right.
So that was where it was and who it was. And Mordecai told him, that's Hasach, all that happened to Mordecai, to him.
What happened? What happened to Mordecai?
And Mordecai told him all that happened to him about the sum of money that Haman had to pay for the Jews.
Yeah, that's something else. That's about the first thing he said. What happened to Mordecai? Mordecai, what?
I don't know what did happen.
Does
What happened?
Habakkuk mean what happened to him or just what happened?
I think it means
Says
what
here,
happened.
it says what happened to him in the translation here,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Mhm. So that's what, when Mordecai, going back to the beginning of that
Oh,
chapter 4, Mordecai learned of all that had been done, and so he tore his clothes. So
Right.
that's what he must have told Hasach.
yeah. Once I said, okay, but I have here a Piskei Zutrusa, right? That's a medrash, right? Piskei Zutrusa, that's a medrash. That's
So
a
could you
medrash.
repeat what you just said? I didn't understand. I couldn't make out what the words.
No, so the medrash, there's the medrash Lecha Tov, right? It was a medrash that was compiled in the 11th century. Okay, the 11th century, right?
Mhm.
So that means that's like at the time of Rashi, also this time of Rashi, right? By Rabbi Tuvia ben Eliezer, and so it says here, what he says, Pshat, Al Esik Shalo Kor Avodah Zorah, on the whole incident that he wasn't bound to the Avodah Zorah.
Mhm.
They told that he wanted Vesta to know he wasn't bowing down to the Avodah Zorah.
So this is what he told Hashach.
Yes, yes.
So from the very, so he's telling him that he's the cause of all this. So Mordecai,
Well, that's already what we call Parsha Nut. That's already commentary, right? That's already, interpretation, right? All it says in the Medrash is that he told him he wasn't bowing down to the Avodah Zorah. So I guess that meant that Haman wasn't a Avodah Zorah. He was wearing a Avodah Zorah. He was a Avodah Zorah, and Mordecai he wanted the queen Esther to know he's not bowing down to this business. He's not masking to all this business.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what you see over here. Yes.
Yes, and what else happened? Anything else happened to Mordecai? Geez,
Well, at this point, really not too much, right? That was the main thing that we learned about so far.
mhm.
Um,
And that he found out about the plan of Haman, and therefore is in mourning.
right, right. Okay. Look, that's an insight, though. That's an insight. Okay, let's continue on.
My commentary says that Mordecai explained to Hattach that the king refused the money, but that Haman spread the rumor that the king accepted the money in order to make it sound worse.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I don't know where they get that from, but
Uh,
reading from the Mayam Loez here.
that you're reading from the Imam Luez?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I hear that as well.
All right. So, Viter.
Let's go. Okay, let's continue on.
V'esh pas shegen kasav hadas asher nasan b'shushan lahash midam nasan lo lahar os es Esther, ula hagid la, ula tzav os aleha, lavo el hamelech lehis chanen lo ula vakesh mil fanav al ama. So, see, Pashgeshes, the copy, he gave a copy of the order, of the written order that was given in Shushan to exterminate that had been given to him in Shushan. He gave that to Esther. He gave that to him to show Esther.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Ula hagid la ula tzavos, and to tell her about it and to instruct her to go to the king and beg him and request before him for her people. So he tells her to go ahead and reveal her nation, her nationality.
Right. So now she's supposed to reveal who she comes from, right? Right. Very good. Okay.
The time has come.
Right.
Vayavo Hasach Vayaved
Okay,
Esther
let's see.
Eish Kol Divrei Mordechai. And Hasach went to Esther and told her what Mordechai said.
Okay, good. Let's see further.
Lech Kesos Es Kol HaYehudim HaNimtzaim B'Shushan V'Tzumu Alai V'Al Tochlu V'Al Tishtu Sheloshes Yamim Laila.
One second.
Did I skip a page?
I think so. Could be.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
looks like it skipped something. Let me turn back.
Yeah, it should be the 10th verse.
Yeah, my bad. Ah! my mistake.
No problem.
But Tomer Esther the Hasach Vatitzavehu El Mordechai. Esther told Hasach to instruct Mordechai. That sounds a little bit harsh, that word Tetzaveh.
Why?
Because up until now, Mordechai's been the one that's been commanding and Esther's been obeying.
Yeah, but right. I thought this crossed my mind also, but I would say, don't forget, she's talking through an intermediary, right?
Right.
And she's the queen. She's the queen, so she she can't compromise her position as queen here, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, she's got to sound like she's in charge to Hatak.
Right. Because she wouldn't want you can't I don't know who this I don't know if there's any talk about who this person was. I mean, obviously he had a special relationship here. Was obviously a trusted official in the eyes of Esther to use him as the go-between, right?
Right. Right. If I looked at my English, and my English says that she's not commanding Mordechai, she's commanding Hatak.
Very good. Okay, very perfect. Very good. Very nice.
Commanding Hatak, I command you to go tell Mordechai the following.
Okay, very good. Okay, that solves it. That solves it.
Kol Avdei Hamelech, Ba'am Medinos Hamelech, Yodim Asher Kol Ish, the Isha, Asher Yavo, El Hamelech, El HaChatzer, HaPnimis, Asher Lo Yikarei, Achas, Daso, Liha.
Oh,
What?
okay. You can mark this down based the Gemara in Megillah. The Gemara in Megillah says the Gemara in Daf Tetzaveh Amud Aleph says as Hasach Zeh Daniel. That's Daniel.
Oh, yeah, I heard that before.
That's very chosh. That's very choshev. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take 11. All servants of the king and the nation in the province of the king know that any man or woman that comes to the king, to the courtyard, to the inner courtyard, that was not called once, it is known that that person will be killed Levad alone from that Yoshitlo, I'm not sure. Oh, that they were summoned without exception.
Right. That's right.
The king I'm sorry, unless the king extends the scepter, and the person will live. Va'ani lo nik resi. I have not been summoned before the king these 30 days.
Right. So that's really it's now really getting very very personal over here, right? Not only is Klal Yisrael in mortal danger, but also Esther's in mortal danger as well.
Now, what's the point of her saying she hasn't been summoned in 30 days?
That she can't, that she wants Mordecai to know she can't simply barge in on without invitation. Mordecai saying, go there and now ask on behalf of your nation. And she says, well, it's not so simple. I don't have I don't have carte blanche to enter into the quarters of the king. I have been called in the last 30 days, and if I go now, there's a chance she may not live.
Yeah, in here it says that she's saying that since I haven't been called for 30 days, I'm going to be called quite soon. So it'll be better to wait until I'm actually called. That'll be a good time then to plead to the king.
Right, exactly. Right, that she was probably relying, time to come was getting close. So just be a little patient. You say, Mordecai, let's be a little patient here. No sense to rush, right?
Yeah. And
So Mordecai says, what does he say in back?
Well, as you do, the Mordecai, Ace, Divrei Esther. He told Mordecai what Esther said. Well, Yomer Mordecai, Lahashiv El Esther, Al Tidami, Vinaf Sheikh, Lahima Late, Base, Hamelech, Mikol Hayudim. And Mordecai said to return to Esther. To tell Esther, to say to Esther, don't say that your soul let's see. I'm not sure what this means. Let's see what the English says. Don't think that in the royal palace you will escape. Don't think that you will escape in the royal palace from all the Jews. The fate of all the Jews. So Mordecai is accusing Esther of cowardice, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that if how did we have to understand this? How did Mordecai interpret Esther's
he wasn't happy with it.
He seemed to be
No.
thinking that she was saying that she didn't want to do it. We're saying that
Right.
she's saying let's just wait a few days. But he seems to respond in such a way as if he's saying that she's trying to get out of the whole thing.
Right.
It seems strange to me.
Do not imagine, literally form an idea in your soul, Mordecai said, you may by, do we do 13? You may by some remote twist of fate manage to save your body, but how will you save your soul?
Mhm.
Did we do, was that in, have we done 13? Yeah, all right.
But okay, so but hold on, one second. Let's look at this. Let's look at this for a minute. This is taking place. This is taking place on the probably Yud Gimel or Yud Dalid of Nisan, right?
Right.
Now the letters have gone out mentioning that in 11 months time, this is going to be happening to the Jews, right?
It would
Mordecai,
seem a lot of time to wait.
well, this is going to happen, right?
Right.
Mordecai says to Esther, go and talk to the king, and ask for mercy from the king. She says, I haven't been called in the last 30 days. There's a rule here that if I go in, I'm going to be subject to the whims of the king, whether he accepts me or not. And if he's accepted, then I'm doomed. Right?
We're told here to, in a roundabout way, to have faith in Hashem. Yeah.
That what?
Yeah, we're told in a roundabout way to have faith in Hashem.
Right.
Or Esther was told in a roundabout way. We haven't read 14 yet, have we?
No.
Yeah, all right. Because that's the comment I've got here for 14.
Okay, so let's read 14, or let's read 14. Go ahead, and then you can read your comment. Go ahead.
Hi'im ha'charesh hach rishi ba'es hazos revach ha'tala ya'amod l'Yehudim mimekom acher ve'es va'at u'des avicha to vedu umi yodea im la'es kazos hagaat la malchus. So because if someone else comes instead of you at this time, salvation may come to the Jews from that place, from that other place. And you,
Right, so
you and the house of your father will be destroyed. Do you want to say something, Rabbi?
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
And who knows if this time hasn't come. Who knows if you haven't come to the position of being queen for this reason? Oh no, who knows if at that time you will still be queen?
Right. Right.
And who knows, here it says, whether it was for just such a time as this that you attained the royal position.
Right. So how is this convinced? Again, well, how do we understand Esther's position? What is Esther's position here?
Well, based on Mordecai's admonition, I would say that Esther didn't want to go.
Excuse me, I'll be back in a minute, I hope.
Yeah.
She's saying, I'm out of favor with the king. He hasn't called me for 30 days, meaning he's not happy with me right now. And who knows when he'll be happy, if he'll be happy. I'm not really in a position to influence him.
Right.
And if I try to go and influence him anyway, I'll be killed. That's consistent with Mordecai's response, saying, "Don't think that you're gonna escape because you're in the royal house."
Because what was Esther the focus of Esther's argument was that she's placing herself at risk, right?
Right.
So Mordecai is saying you're not any better than anybody else. We're all at risk over here, right?
Right.
But the question is, okay, I accept, I understand that. The question is, why was Mordecai so fervent about her going in immediately? Meaning, as we mentioned, there is a month time period that could be used to hopefully have Esther go in when she's in a more favorable position with the king.
Well, I'm saying that she's saying that that's not going to happen. Otherwise, wouldn't make sense for Mordecai not to say, "Okay, let's wait a couple of days."
And again, why do you think that's not gonna happen?
This interpretation of the 30 days, there's two ways to interpret the 30 days. One is to say, it's been a long time since he summoned me, so he's probably going to summon me very soon. The other way is to say, it's been a long time since he summoned me, which shows that he's lost interest in me. I'm not in favor, and I'm not going to become in favor. He's interested in other things now. He's probably got concubines all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to be interested in me. And if I go to him, I'm not going to be successful, and I'll probably be killed.
Right.
So I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
If you interpret it that way, then Mordecai's response makes sense. If you interpret it the other way, that she's just saying, "Let's wait a day or two," then his response doesn't make sense. We've got 11 months. Why can't he wait a day or two?
Right. Unless, I mean, that's what we're trying to find out. What was the, obviously, for Mordecai's response, we see he wanted it to be done immediately. He wasn't willing to wait.
Right.
The question is, so the real question is, right, why wasn't Mordecai willing to wait? Why couldn't he bide some time here and hopefully have it come at a time that's more auspicious for Esther to be successful in entering into the king's favor?
Well, I would ask a different question. I would ask, if Mordecai if Mordecai's main thing was he didn't want to wait even a couple of days, then why wasn't that his response? Why wouldn't he say, listen, Esther, we can't wait. We got to do it right now. This is an emergency. Let's go.
Right.
He doesn't say that. He goes
Right.
into this whole thing about don't think you're going to escape.
Because that's the point. Because Esther's argument was based on the fact, right, that she's placing herself at risk. I mean, if it was that she doesn't have any influence on the king. She's lost favor from the king, and she's not going to influence the king. So she doesn't have to mention this whole thing about war being that they aren't called in 30 days. There's no hope for the person unless the king extends the scepter and receives the person graciously. And if he doesn't, they're going to be killed. Right.
Right.
The fact that she mentioned all that seems to indicate that she was concerned about the risk. And on that, Mordecai's answering. Mordecai's upset, and he's answering that look, if you're worried about risk, that we're all at this point gonna go. One second. Okay, let's leave it for now. Okay, let's continue on. I don't have any clear answers. I don't have any clear explanations right yet. All right, let's continue on.
Okay, so we're up to 15.
Yes.
Vatomer Esther lehashiv El Mordechai. And Esther said, lahashiv, to reply to Mordecai. Okay, next verse.
Yeah.
Lech kenos es kol hayudim hanim tzaim b'Shushan v'tzumu alai v'al tochlu v'al tishtu shloshes yamim laila v'yom gam ani v'na'arosai atzum kain uvechein avo el hamelech asher lo kadas v'cha asher avadati. Okay, so Esther says to Mordecai, go gather all the Jews that are found in Shushan and tumo and fast for me and do not eat and do not drink 3 days, night and day. Also, I and my maids will fast similarly, and so and thus I will come to the king that does not know that I will come to the king. Oh, in violation of the law, I'm not sure if that means law. That's what my English says. And if I perish, I perish.
Right.
So she says to Mordecai, go to all the Jews in Shushan, tell them to fast for 3 days, no food, no water, day and night. And I'm going to do the same thing, and also my servants will do the same thing. And in this state of having fasted for 3 days, I'll come to the king, and even though it's a violation of the law, and if I perish, I perish.
Mhm.
Now, I've never understood this avidity. What's she saying? Why does she repeat it? And what she's saying anyway, we know that that's the situation. She's going against the law, period. Why does she have to say, if I perish, I perish? What's that significant? What's the significance of that?
I think it's simply, I think she's just re-emphasizing the fact that that she's willing to endanger herself now.
Uh-huh.
We say the same thing sometimes. We say, oh, if it's going to be like that, it's going to be like that. We're just sort of emphasizing our acceptance. If it's so, it's so. Okay, what can I do about it?
Yeah, but isn't there a principle? I mean, maybe this is not Torah, but in the Torah, there's a principle: we don't waste words.
Mm.
Is that not true in the case of the Megillah?
That's not wasting words. It's emphasizing the understanding that she has that her life is in danger, and in a lot of danger, so that she's going to accept this. It's very, very likely that she won't come out alive.
Right. So they explained that this is also the Pesach Jew. She was avarti. They explained that kishem she'avarti mimakor minifratadi me'etzlacha. Just as I am lost and separated from you, meaning she's mentioning, meaning she whether or not Esther was the wife of Mordecai or she was the niece of Mordecai, but just as she's been separated, don't forget she's been the queen now for, I think, 4 years now she's been the queen, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was 9 years.
Was it? I'll have to check. When.
I think we said it said something about the year, and we calculated it was 9 years.
Yeah. Haman was elevated. I have to check again. The 12th year. The 12th year was this in the 12th year, right? The 12th year. In the 12th year. The Mishnah was in the 3rd year, right? The Mishnah was in the 3rd year.
right? And now it's the 12th year. That's 9 years later.
9 years later, right? So that's not, well, so that's 9 years after Vashti was killed. Right? But that we're not sure. Still have to figure out how long after Vashti was killed Esther became queen. That would
Oh, right, right. You said it was at least a year.
must have been at least a year. Let's see. So Avidity, so the first Avidity is Esther referencing herself, the fact she's been lost and separate from Mordecai, and now Avidity is about herself. She'll be expire herself. That's one explanation why she uses double lashon according to the Medrash.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Maybe it's time to stop. Okay. So let's see. Let's mark down. Where do we leave off now? Which pasuk we left?
I think we're on Yud Zion.
Yud Zion.
Um,
Yud Zion. So let's just read that. That's the last part. We'll start the fifth parak on the jump. Right. One more.
Okay.
I'm not sure I'll see you on Sunday.
Right.
And Lou, if you pass on a message to Rabbi Levitt, I've got a migraine. I don't know if he'll get away or not, but I'm not likely to log in today. All right.
Okay.
Good
I'll tell him.
Good Shabbos.
Also, Rabbi, I won't be here on Sunday either. I have to go get a lamb. I'll be on the lamb on Sunday.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
And then I'll tell you, then Monday is the Tainus. Theoretically, we can learn. However, I need to travel somewhere on Sunday, on Monday morning. But I should be able to, if I'm in transport, I should be able. I think I should be able to do it through the computer, as long as I have the links to link up to wherever they link everybody up these days. So we'll see.
You want me to host on Monday?
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah, you should. Well, let's see. Let's see if I can't link in, and we'll be in touch.
All right, then. I wish you all a good Shabbos and be well.
Right.
I'm right.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Thank you. Don't forget to tell Rabbi Levitt.
Okay.
all
Very
right.
good. Everyone have a good Shabbos. Thank you, Lou.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Next week. Okay, let's lock it with the lamb.
Thank you.